leadership and how she supports people and develops relationships. And we're all here very excited to support Hollie in this next journey as part of her career. I'd next like to welcome another good friend and former teammate, Heather George. Heather is a Lady Rebel and also a 30-year native of Henderson and of this great city of Henderson. So, Heather.
Thank you. Good morning. So I've had the pleasure of getting to know Hollie on a personal level as well, not just as a student or an athlete, but she was also my college roommate. That said, fun times were very rare because Hollie was never home. She was either, whether she was hitting the books, attending practice, or working a full-time job, Hollie's dedication was unmatched. She double majored in undergraduate school. She went on to pursue a master's degree, as well as a PhD in public administration. In the time I've known Hollie, she's been a professor, a coach, a police officer, and the chief of police. It's no surprise that she has chosen to serve her community in an even bigger way. Hollie understands what it means to lead, protect, and to bring people together. Now, please join me in welcoming a true servant and community champion, Hollie Chadwick, your candidate for mayor.
Well, good morning. I would like to thank you all for coming today for this important announcement. I would like to thank Heather George and Sarah Leone, my college teammates and good friends, for introducing me today. And I would like to thank my friends and family standing with me for this moment. I am truly fortunate to have so many people who care about me and who care about the city of Henderson. As you know, my name is Hollie Chadwick, and I am here to announce I am running for mayor of Henderson. I did not make this decision lightly. I am not a career politician. I am a public servant. I grew up in Las Vegas. I went to college at UNLV, and after 9/11, I became a police officer. I dedicated over 22 years of my life to serving and protecting our great Henderson community. While my tenure as police chief unfortunately became political and did not end the way I had hoped, I know I did nothing wrong, and I know I am grateful for every day I had the opportunity to wear the badge and serve this community with my best efforts and with the utmost integrity. It is said that when one door closes, another door opens. And over the past few months, I received countless phone calls, emails, and text messages from city employees and community members asking me to run for mayor because they want change in our city government. We need strong, steady leadership that listens to residents, acts with accountability and transparency, and prioritizes people over politics and special interests. Our community needs an authentic leader who is dedicated to the needs of the entire community and not just a chosen few. I am that leader. Public safety will always be a top priority of mine. During my tenure as Henderson's chief of police, crime was down 10%. Officer self-initiated proactivity was up over 54%, and citations were up over 24%. And a citywide survey showed the police department had an 87% approval rating from the public. None of these successes happened by accident. My command staff had built strong patrol and investigative units with officers who felt supported and an amazing professional staff contributing every day to the department's accomplishments. I want the public to know we have an outstanding police department. They are full of men and women dedicated to giving everything they have for this community. It was my privilege to work alongside each and every one of them, and I know they will continue to serve this great community with honor and dedication. In addition to public safety, I will prioritize open and transparent government that does not shy away from meeting with residents and addressing their issues personally when needed. We will create opportunities for a broad range of large and small businesses to come and operate in Henderson while balancing the community's needs and concerns. We need to focus on affordable housing and ensure Henderson residents have affordable options on where to live. We must improve our educational curriculum and opportunities. We can now sponsor our own charter schools, and I hope to make this a robust effort. Parents and children deserve school choice and quality education. I will be a staunch advocate for this effort. Additionally, school safety will always be a top priority. These aren't just campaign promises, they are the foundational elements of a city we can all be proud of. I've never been one to seek the center of attention, and I am fully aware that running for mayor opens me up to more public scrutiny and false narratives about my character. I am willing to take on this challenge because I care deeply about our Henderson community, and I care about the employees who work for the city of Henderson. No one should ever come to work to face toxic, retaliatory environments or be in fear of losing their job, especially for no reason. Such an environment is not good for the mental, physical, or emotional well-being of our employees, and it is not a good reflection of our city. I believe that the residents of Henderson should be given reason to trust their elected officials, and that tone is set in the office of the mayor. But trust begins and ends with truth and transparency, and it is clear that we currently lack both. I believe we can and must do better. I have spent my career protecting and serving the people of Henderson. Now, I am ready to continue that service in a new way. Our city deserves a leader who listens, who acts, and who understands the importance of trust between government and the people we serve. It is time to bring authentic leadership that puts residents first. That is why I'm running for mayor, bringing truth, trust, and transparency to City Hall. I want to thank you again all for being here, and I'm happy to answer any questions with any of you.
Ms. Chadwick, did your firing of Hollie Chadwick, the former police chief, create the Hollie Chadwick mayor? I know you said that was a good question last time you spoke, but do you have an answer?
That's a good question, and I guess in fairness it may have. Yes, this was never on my radar. This was not something I was looking to do. But again, you have to look forward to the future, and I just want to continue to serve this community, and I feel this is the best way to do so moving forward.
Given how your departure went with this city, do you expect this campaign will run by its merits, or should we expect it to get a little personal?
I should hope it'll run by its merits. I believe our community deserves to just have honest, transparent conversations about both candidates, and they can choose who they want to vote for. That's the great thing about democracy.
Can you give an example of the lack of transparency and trustworthiness of the current city council?
I think they've done a good job of that already with stuff they've done, but I'm not going to get into the specifics of that right now. It wouldn't be fair to everyone.
But you're making the allegation.
It's not an allegation, but thank you.
How would you
When
add
you were
on?
told that you were fired as a result of not aligning with, of course, what the city believed in, what do you have to see in response with that?
I'm in line with what we're supposed to do with integrity, character, honesty, and ethical conduct, and that's what I believe in. So,
What does transparency look like for you if elected mayor?
this is transparency, talking openly and bringing forth knowledge that I have to discuss of the future and what we can do for this community.
But you're not even willing to back up the allegations that you're making. How is that transparent?
They're not allegations, and if anybody has seen what's gone on in the past few months, they've clearly seen what has and hasn't been said by the city management, and I just want to continue to move forward in a positive direction. Again, we can always sit down and talk at this more at length, but I'm not going to do so out here. That becomes disruptive.
Do you
So,
consider this to be like a retributory move?
absolutely not. I don't have that in my heart, nor can anybody afford that, especially in the community or the employees of the city of Henderson. I'm doing this with thoughtfulness, and I care about this community, and I want to do things positive.
Specifically, do you consider your opponent's consulting company, which she represents people who appear before the council, to be a conflict of interest?
That's something you'd have to ask her.
If you do become mayor, what's your first priority coming into the city hall as well?
Create a team environment where everybody can be proud, where everybody can come to work and be thoughtful with each other and kind and lead with integrity, and that if we do have conflict or disagreements, we can do so respectfully.
You said as police chief you weren't afraid to push back. How so? What were those moments where you pushed back?
That would take us a lot longer than this, but I'd be happy to talk to you at a different time about that. But I can just tell you, I stood by what I believe. When you're presented with the facts and circumstances, you have to make decisions. You have to know when you're in the seat of a chief of police, you're not going to make everyone happy. So you do your best you can to follow the truth and make decisions based upon that, not upon personal biases or anything that anyone else wants done.
You alluded
mentioned a
that
toxic
some
work
behind you
environment.
at City Hall. You alluded that some behind you at City Hall are possibly prioritizing personality over the city's interests. Who?
Oh, I can't get into specifics of that right now, but I'm happy to talk to you later. But thank you for that question.
You mentioned a toxic work environment. Are you saying that comes from the top at the city level?
I think you've seen how they treat each other on the dais, and I think when you have that at the top, it permeates down throughout the whole city, and then unfortunately into the valley.
If elected, do you think you can work with the city council?
Absolutely, I can work with anyone. You just have to be a leader, and you have to be a team.
Can they work with you?
Well, I hope so. We'll see in a year, right?
Why do you think you can win? Sean Romero got a lot of support in our last election.
Well, things change. So I know I can win, and I know I have the votes, and I know I have the support, and I'm excited for the future. But I'm also excited for each member of this community to make up their own minds based upon the merit and facts. I'm sorry, you wanted.
Police chief, the mayor, two different things. What are you doing right now to prepare to possibly take that step in the future?
Well, you just have to be a leader. You have to make decisions. You have to be able to review the facts and circumstances, and you have to be able to have open and transparent communication and not be afraid to sit down with people openly and talk. And that's what I'm willing to do, and you'll see it throughout the next year.
On a national level, from a broad standpoint, you're running to become the boss of the person that fired you. Help us tie away how this is personal.
I don't really look at it as that because I'm not doing this for her. I'm doing this for the city and the community. And there are so many people that work for the city of Henderson that really need somebody who supports them and makes them feel valued at work. And our community, if you've been paying attention, they're reaching out. They want change. And so I know it's about all of them. This isn't about me, and this isn't about one individual person.
What is your plan to also help as well with this revolving door of police chiefs that we have seen for more than 20 years? What is your approach to hopefully try to mediate that situation?
Well, that chief of police will most likely already be in place, and so I will just make sure they get all the support they need to take care of our rank and file and also our professional staff. Our police department deserves the very best, but so does our fire department, and so does every other department in this city. So it's just my job to make sure everybody has the tools and the equipment and the support they need to be successful, because then our community shines. So thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Can you stand with the whole group just for one more group picture between Heather and Sarah? There you go.
Stand on my